Hello students, let's begin the question answer of chapter life process of class 10th. So on the page number, I think 95, there are some questions given. The first question is why is diffusion insufficient to meet the oxygen requirements of multicellular organism like humans? So you know that diffusion is very slow process. Or in multicellular organisms like human is a very big requirement of oxygen and oxygen to diffuse into body very quickly in order to meet the oxygen requirement, but diffusion is very slow process, so it will take a lot of time to circulate oxygen. So because of this slow nature of diffusion, it is insufficient to meet the oxygen requirement in multicellular organisms. Like what are the criteria do we decide whether something is alive or alive? So breathing, growth, reproduction, some visible characters that can determine the living things, like respiration. Okay, breathing, not respiration, breathing. However, some living things will have change that are not visible to our eyes. So hence presence of life process is a fundamental criteria to decide whether something is alive. Now the question number third is what are the outside raw materials used by organism? Outside raw materials is used by organisms for food and oxygen. So raw materials requirement varies on complexity of organism and the environment. For example, if we take plant, so you know that are autotrophic in nature. So plants take carbon dioxide from the atmosphere through the stomata, water from the soil, minerals also from the soil, light from sun. So these are the raw materials which is required by the plant. So they take plant. So according to need, different organisms require different things. Okay. Next question number is the 4. So what process would you consider essential for maintaining life? You know that life processes are essential for maintaining, like respiration, digestion, excretion, circulation, transportation. So these are the essential for the life, maintain life. Next page is here. What is the difference between autotrophic and heterotrophic nutrition? So autotrophic nutrition. You know that organism, green plants, they prepare their food and is not dependent on the other organism. Heterotrophic, they do not able to prepare their food, so they are dependent on the other directly and indirectly. And autotrophic means food is prepared from CO2, water, and sunlight in that photosynthesis. And heterotrophic food cannot be prepared by using these raw materials. In autotrophic plants, chlorophyll is present. It is required for the preparation of food. Chlorophyll is also essential. Chlorophyll is not found in the heterotrophic organisms. So the example is green plant and certain bacteria. They have autotrophic mode of nutrition. All the animals and fungi, most bacteria, they are heterotrophic in nature. Here, the question is, where do plants get each of raw materials for the photosynthesis? You know that plants take carbon dioxide from the atmosphere through the stomata, water absorbed by the plant from the soil through the root. Sunlight is an essential component, so sunlight is absorbed by the chlorophyll of plants. They have chlorophyll in their leaves, and some essential nutrients. So the plant get those essential nutrients from the soil. Next question is the what is role of the acid in our stomach? So you know that acid is secreted from the gastric gland. So the function of acid, HCl, especially hydrochloric acid, to create acidic medium. Okay, and the acidic medium is essential for the function of enzyme pepsinogen. Actually, enzyme pepsin is secreted in the form of inactive form pepsinogen, and the acidic medium HCl convert that pepsinogen into active pepsin. Okay, and HCl also act as a barrier, protective barrier against many disease causing pathogen in the stomach. Next question. What is the function of digesting enzyme? Digestive enzymes break the complex food molecule into simpler form, and this will make the food absorption process easy and effective. Absorbed food is transported in all parts of the body by the blood. Next, how is the small intestine designed to absorb digested food? So small intestine has a small projection, that projections are called microvilli, and microvilli increase the surface area of the absorption for more effective absorption. So within the villi there are numerous blood vessels that absorb food and carry it to the bloodstream. Villi has also capillary of lymph vessel that is called lacteal. So lacteal transport digested and absorbed food. Blood transport the food to the each and every part of the body. So now this is the question, and now on the page number 105, what are the advantages over an aquatic organism does a terrestrial organism have with the regard to obtaining oxygen for the respiration? So you know that terrestrial organism breathe by using atmospheric oxygen, whereas aquatic organism take dissolve oxygen in the water. So the oxygen level is very high in the atmosphere as compared to the oxygen present in water. Hence, the terrestrial organism need not breathe fast to obtain oxygen, while aquatic organism need to breathe faster to get the oxygen requirement. Next, what are the different ways in which glucose is oxidized to produce energy? So here, glucose is there are three different ways through which glucose is oxidized. So here, glucose is broken down into the pyruvate. This process is called the glycolysis. It takes place in the cytoplasm. Actually, glycolysis is common in all the three ways. That's why it is written for in only one row, because it is common in all three. So in absence of oxygen in east, here year is written but it is wrong. In east, YEAST, east, it is also known as fermentation reaction. So it is broken down into ethanol, carbon dioxide, and very high amount of energy. Sorry, very low amount of energy. Only 2 ATP is formed. And in lack of oxygen in our muscle cells during prolonged exercise, pyruvate is converted into lactic acid and very little amount of energy. But in presence of oxygen in mitochondria is also called powerhouse of the cell. So it is broken down into the carbon dioxide, water, and very high amount of energy, nearly 38 ATP. Next question, how is oxygen and carbon dioxide transported in human beings? Oxygen and carbon dioxide transported in human beings via blood stream. Oxygen is carried to cell, while carbon dioxide is carried away from the cell. So exchange of gases takes place between the alveoli and lungs and surrounding the blood capillaries. Oxygen is transported by the RBC, but actually carbon dioxide is more soluble in water. That's why very high amount of carbon dioxide is transported in the blood plasma. So in next video we will discuss the next question, like from page number. The rest of the question we will discuss in the next video.